This is one of the things, well, there's a few, but this is maybe one of the main things my US-based audience does not understand. The same happens with people in other countries, other developed nations, maybe even safer than the United States. Maybe in the United States, there's some people that do get what I mean here. But this is the perfect image as of why you need to be prepared. This is the perfect image as of why you need to learn how to use these tools that we have around us, why you need to be in constant state of awareness. By the way, this is the main reason why you want to learn about survival and preparedness in a realistic manner, especially in terms of self-defense. This is why. Because these scumbags have no soul. They have no... They just don't... It's not that they don't care. They enjoy pain, suffering, and torturing people. Like this 92-year-old woman there. 92-year-old little grandma being tortured by these fucking assholes. But you know what? You want to know the best part about this? They're already free. Not spending a single fucking day in prison. Why? Because they're minors. And if you're a minor in Argentina, well, you can basically do whatever you want. You will not go to jail. 18. Younger than 18? Do whatever. Not a problem. That's what they're doing here. These little shits that you see here, torturing this grandma, took pictures of what they were doing and posted it in their social media, in Instagram. La chispa es una fue. Dumbass. But evil, right? The evil of these people. So, over the years, I've often encountered this thing of people don't understanding what self-defense is all about. People not understanding how, you can train, you can learn things in classes or through books like mine, right? Which I strongly suggest you do, especially if you don't have any proper firearms training. This book in particular will give you some of the knowledge and the things you learn in proper classes, right? Classes are always better if it's being done by someone that is professional and good at his job. I've seen people that were not. But yeah, definitely a resource you want to get. But this is where it's at. Whenever someone goes like, oh, but the moral implication of pulling the trigger, you never know if you will be able to until that. No. We don't have that problem. We don't have a problem with pulling triggers, right? Those of us that have lived with this shit, we have no problem in pulling any triggers many times. The more the better, right? The more led into these pieces of shit, the merrier we all are. You're doing a service to humanity by dispatching these scumbags, these demons. They are fucking monsters. That's what they are. They're monsters. Anyone that enjoys torturing a 92-year-old woman is a fucking demon. And he needs to be eliminated from this planet immediately. I'm a person, I like to think that I'm someone that often puts himself in the shoes of others, right? I have empathy with people that suffer, but these assholes, these pieces of shit, I have empathy with that woman over there. Because I have empathy with that woman over there, I understand that each one of these deserves a round to the head. And someone has to do it, right? So, if you're in your house and they break in, you don't hesitate. One bit. First of all, it's about self-defense. You are covered by the law in that aspect. But there's also the social components of making the world a better place. The world is a better place if these three are no longer breathing. There's no argument. If you are 16 years old and you're doing this shit, there's no cure for you. You're fucking gone. There's no hope for you. You're a monster. And you should no longer walk among civilized good people. That's simply the way it is. So whenever people say, oh, but you never know. We don't have that. We don't have that moral debate, right? Fuck it. It pisses me so much. You don't... And this could be you. It's not just about these pieces of shit. Once they have you, that's also many times writing about this is stuff in my books and so on, especially in the first one regarding you need to be in a place where you already made up your mind. You already made up your mind about these things. You're not letting anyone tie you up. You're not letting anyone keep you at gunpoint, right? I mean, you're mugged on the street and someone pulls a gun on you and, hey, your phone? Yeah, sure, good, fuck you. Go take my phone. I don't give a damn. But doing this shit of going inside your house, allowing them inside your home, or allowing them to drive you back to your home, that's not going to happen. Lots of things may end up happening, but that's not going to happen. You need to make your mind about these things. You need to decide before it ends up happening. Pulling the trigger? No. The only thing you need to make sure is that you're pulling the trigger on the right person, right? These three are definitely the right people to put a lot of lead into, right? There are confusions. There are moments in which, someone gets hurt that's not supposed to. So, target identification is key. And by the way, target identification is one of the things I see many schools, many shooting schools not focus enough on. That's something I would change from most of the ones I've taken. Most of them, not all. I've been to some that were very good at it, but in some, especially if it's more military-based, anything that's more military-based usually will emphasize more on trigger pulling than a target identification. And this is key because it will also happen many times that you just come across someone that you hear something, and maybe it's not these pieces of shit. Maybe it's your neighbor that wants to ask you something. Maybe it's your stupid neighbor that forgot his keys and just jumped through the back of your yard to get to his place or whatnot, right? These things can happen and do happen a lot. That's why often people get hurt, because there's no target identification before pulling the trigger. But my point here is, don't let this be you. Right? Don't let this be you in terms of getting tied up, bad things happening to your loved ones, your wife, your kids, these fucking monsters, having their filling of torture, pain, misery, and suffering and death, right? Don't let that happen. What is it that they took? Why was this worth doing? Well, $200 and a couple wedding bands. Oh, and 50,000 pesos. 50,000 pesos, that's $50. So, grand total of $250 and 2 wedding bands. Woman on her own, 92 years old, probably a widow. And that's why she's crying there as these pieces of shit laugh. And they're back on the streets. Guys, prepare, train, learn, acquire those skills. Don't sit on your ass waiting, because this could be you any moment, any day. Across the United States, these things are already happening. I get it if someone living in fucking Switzerland says, that's never happening. I get it. Okay, sure. In many U.S. cities, this happens very often. This happens all the time, right? You need to learn how to defend yourself, and you definitely need to make up your mind about, no, there's not going to be any hesitation. These people are scum. They deserve to no longer be breathing.